Keep it wide open. You know you want a nice long countertop. You got plenty of glass. And don't be burying any components. Now that 80-20 framing, start with 1.5 inches. Make sure you leave yourself plenty of options. Options. And don't forget that storage. You want a lot of storage too. And that shower. There's a couple of ways you can handle that. All right, go ahead now. You're ready. I'm ready. I'm gonna have a nice big sink. Details. It's all in the details. Options. Plenty of options. Room to move. Room to dance. Comfort. Cozy comfort. It's all here. I love it. So here is the armoire. The armoire is French for armoire. Right now, the armoire is 18 inches wide by 18 inches deep. It's not deep enough. As you can see, the shirts are hanging out beyond the face of the armoire. So I'm going to make it a little deeper, but I do want to maintain a jog here because that helps in giving you this feeling of spaciousness back here. So I'll make it a little deeper in the final pass, and that will allow you to actually put a door on the armoire if you want one. One of the thoughts I had was using a Tambour door, which would disappear back here. You know, you slide it across and it disappears. Those are very slick. The problem with Tambour doors is they may be noisy when you're driving. Rattling. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, armoire. Got your shirts hanging. You've got two wardrobe drawers. They're going to be deeper than this. This is just for the demonstration purposes. You should be able to get all your socks and underwear and little incidentals and unspeakables and unmentionables in there. Bulkier things like sweatshirts and everything would be over the couch or over the cockpit in the shelf that you already know about. We'll deliver you there later. We'll deliver you there later? I'm not redoing this just for that one stupid sentence. So we'll move on. Over here, this big Mama Luke is my refrigerator, microwave. This module has a lot of potential. How you configure it depends on your personal preferences. Is a large refrigerator all important? Or is a microwave just as important? Power consumption and efficiency may weigh in. I like the drawer-style fridge freezers. When you open a conventional refrigerator, all the cold air drops out the doorway. Now you're calling on the compressor to kick in and work to bring the box back to chill. When you open a drawer, most of the cold air stays put. More efficient. A double drawer fridge freezer also gives you options. Use them both as a fridge, or one as a fridge, one freezer, or leave one off. Options. Okay, don't freak out. What you just witnessed was the bathroom being deployed. I do not have a hard-walled bathroom in this van. What I have is a Nature's Head composting toilet. Some of you are not going to like this composting toilet. That's okay. I can put a China bowl toilet here with a black tank right under it, under the van, with a flush. And then you'll go to the dump station. But my intention here with this van is to never have to go to a dump station. There's no black tank. The gray tank is under the van, and the gray tank only services the shower and the sink. Now what do you have in the shower and the sink? You've got shampoo and body wash. You've got dish soap, some food stuff. Not a big deal. I'm going to try to fashion a valve that I would call a weeping valve. So when you're traveling from A to B, your gray tank is slowly emptying along the way. You get to your next location, you're starting with an empty gray tank. There's no need to get to a dump station to dump gray water. Gray water is no worse than rainwater. It's no worse than washing your car in the driveway. It's no worse than the crap that leaks out of every vehicle on every highway. So you'd leave one location, you would turn a valve, and the weeping begins. By the time you get to your next stop, your gray tank is empty. You've spread it across miles and miles of roadway. It's not a problem. It does not hurt the environment. All the soaps and shampoos are environmentally friendly. Now, no black tank. Nature's Head Composting Toilet. A couple can go about a month without having to worry about emptying this tank. After 30 days, you have to take the toilet outside of the van. We're going to do a whole segment on Nature's Composting Toilet, so you'll see how what's involved in that. There's plenty of videos to watch. It's not a big deal. I have watched them. I have researched this. It seems to me that everybody that starts off with a Nature's Head Composting Toilet is a little hesitant, and they're a little worried, but they end up loving it. And many of them say they'd never go back to a regular China bowl with a black tank. But think about never having to go to a dump station. Think about the only thing you have to do every 30 days is take this outside, dump it into a composting bag, and throw it in any garbage can. You don't even have to clean it, because what's left in that container helps begin the next cycle of composting. So it's only as difficult as taking this thing out of the van, dumping it into a composting bag, and then you throw it in a garbage can. There's going to be ventilation on either side of this toilet. You just pull those hoses off, take it out. Like I said, we'll cover it in detail. But here it sits without any room around it, and that affords you a great deal of space and openness in this van. With the half shower and the toilet without it being in a room. Look, you've got use of that back window over there. You've got a nice porthole behind me here. This is good stuff. Now, this curtain obviously is not going to be the curtain I would use. What I'm going to do, this is a stand-in for demonstration purposes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get what's called mass-loaded vinyl. It's an acoustic material. It's a sound deadener. I'm going to sandwich that between two pieces of fabric. So this curtain will be somewhat heavy, but when you pull this around and closed, you've got a nice private room. The sound will not escape like it does in a regular bathroom with wooden door and wooden walls. And I'll do a test to show you. That wooden door, wooden wall bathroom is like a hollow drum. You're in there, and you can hear that sound. It reverberates and comes right out into the van. Whoever else is in the van, they know your business. This is going to be a sound deadening curtain. And I think the same way you would fall in love with a composting toilet, you'd fall in love with this sound deadening curtain. You pull it across, it's nice and private, and it doesn't make any noise. And the nice thing about this is when you pull it across, your significant other can still get to the sink if they need to, although you work out your own details. I'm not going to get involved with that. The shower. The shower is set up in such a way that it affords you, again, a feeling of wide open spaciousness. You've got all this extra counter space you can work with. I had a bowl of bananas here earlier. You need to have a place to put your bananas. Here's how this shower works. Now, this is proof of concept. Obviously, these mechanisms that I have in place here are for the demonstration. They're not going to be the ones I go with. But the bifold door works very well. You lift the lid, and I'm thinking, rather than some kind of physical attachment, it might be magnets. And then you bring up a second layer over here, and this goes up. And as you can see, we've got what's so popular these days is that the shower curtain extends beyond the scope of the shower box. We got that going on. That gives you more elbow room inside. What I'm going to have in here, this is all predicated on a 25 by 30 inch shower pan. And then the inside construction of these walls is a legitimate fiberglass shower. I'm cutting it. I will have the option of having a full shower. If you don't like this whole flim flam hinge up, you don't want to do that, you want a full shower, you've got that option. Here's how it drops down. So as you can see, when you close it up, what do you do with all that moisture, George? Well, here's my thinking. You see this front door is louvered. I'm going to have some vents in the back with a couple of small computer style fans, little DC fans in the back. A little timer switch on the side. Wherever I put that little timer switch, you just turn it. It gives you, like an egg timer, it gives you 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And those fans are going to suck air through this shower box. Pull it right through these louvers. And that should dry it out. And it'll be nice and dry and fresh the next time you need to use it. As I said, if you don't like any of this work you need to do and the feeling of openness isn't that important to you, I can go full height with the shower and a shower curtain, a legitimate stall shower, 30 by 25, and I put a wall up and the door would be right across here to the armoire. What that means is that you'd have a private bathroom here. You'd go back to that solid wood door around your toilet. You won't see it. I am starting out with this nice wide open feeling of spaciousness, and I got to tell you, it really is open. I can't believe once I got everything in here that I needed and I hit all my check boxes and I looked around, I went, wow, there's a lot of space in here. I don't feel crowded. I don't feel like I'm sitting in a hole or in the corner of a shoebox. This is wide open. The glass helps, of course. I've got some solutions for the glass for nighttime, privacy, warmth, cold. You'll see. It all ties in with this heavy mass vinyl that I'm putting in the toilet curtain here. All these windows are going to have those fabric covers like you've seen other builders do, but I'm going to sandwich in between that heavy mass vinyl. So when you magnet those things up on the windows, they are really going to act as an insulator to the thermal insulator as well as sound. So we really should be working well with this. I'm going to put that heavy mass vinyl everywhere. It's on the floors, it's on the walls. It acts as an insulator, a vapor barrier, and soundproofing. Look at this sink. Isn't this amazing? This sink basin is bigger than the one I put in my pleasure way. That's number one. Number two, this one's got a built-in drain board, and you can see it's pitched. So you put your dishes here to dry. Actually, I bought, this company has a couple of options. The first one is, this is a little thing where you want to rinse your veggies, you want them to dry, drip dry into the sink, you could do that. This could also be a place where it drips, everything just hits there, runs down into the sink. Beautiful, right? They got a whole bunch of accessories like this, so I'll look into those later on. This sink isn't sitting flush here because I made a design flaw in my building of this frame. And that's one of the benefits of building out this whole van legit, but in cardboard. All the mistakes are affordable. So my frame member that cuts across here and goes down the lane prevents me from setting this sink in. So now I know it was a stupid mistake. I should have known better. My frame members will go across this way. This sink will sit flush on the countertop. Now here's another situation I got. All the water is in the back of the van here. You got your shower and you got your sink here, and the toilet's right there. The toilet doesn't need any water. But the fresh tank is underneath the couch. We're going to have one line that comes all the way back here. There will be no breaks or unions or joints in that line. It's one water line back here. Your water heater's back here. Your heat for the van's back here. Everything comes to one location. You'll have access, visual and working access to all of these lines from the back of the van. Nothing gets buried. Anyway, you get up from the toilet. Here's your bathroom sink to wash your hands after you're done with the toilet. This is also your kitchen area when you're not using the toilet. The other thing you do is I'm going to have an acrylic mirror mounted here on an armature that you just pull right out and it'll stay put, and you can use this mirror to shave, to put on your makeup. I'm going to have proper lighting back here for that task. So that's all you do. Acrylic, because we don't want a glass mirror back here. Remember, it's a earthquake inside this van. So we want an acrylic mirror that's virtually unbreakable. The reflectance is as good as many mirrors. So you pull this out and you can shave, you put on your makeup, and then you put it back away. And I think this is a better situation because you've got plenty of room to put all your stuff out and get your work done. 8 feet of uninterrupted countertop on the patio side. So here's what we got in your kitchen area, your prep area. The first drawer here is for your flatware and your cutlery. The second drawer is for an induction cooktop, an electric induction cooktop. There's no propane on this coach. Everything is run by DC power off of lithium batteries, AC shore power, an inverter for AC power, or a sipping diesel fuel from the tank. So you take your induction cooktop right out, you put it up on the counter, you plug it in. In this cabinet, you've got all of your pots and pans that work with induction. There's also room in here for your NutriBullet, your margarita blender, your coffee maker. Everything fits there. So you're going to have a lithium battery bank. You're going to have an inverter charger. You can have all your solar components. Everything to do with the electrics is here, wide open and serviceable. These probably won't be doors. These are probably going to be removable panels, so that when you need to work on it, you just remove them. And this part of this cabinet is a dead man, because I'm leaving room underneath in the garage for 2 foldable bicycles that fit right inside the van. So that's what you got here. Cabinets above. This is probably all the room you need for your dishes and your glasses. But you've got another cabinet here. You could turn that into a bookcase if you want. And that's it. It's all nice and clean. Did I mention there's 8 feet of counter space here? So up front here, we have our couch. Now, it's not going to be a separate cushion couch like this. It's not even going to be a jackknife couch. This is going to be a futon. I found a company in San Francisco that makes a hypoallergenic, all-natural, custom-sized futon. And they're supposed to be very comfortable. I'm calling for one. They're going to send it to me, and I'm going to test it. I'm going to sleep on it for a month, and I'll report back. If I like it, I'll put it in the van. If I don't like it, it goes back. But that's the avenue that I'm taking. It's a futon. I'm going to build the frame and the mechanism. I may put a motor on it, I may not. I'm thinking that if I put it on gas struts, it should be very easy to open up and deploy into a double bed. A full double, 75-54. That's what fits in this opening perfectly. When you've got it deployed as a bed, you can watch your little TV here. I'm actually thinking about building a bookcase on this wall that's hinged here. The TV is in the back of the bookcase, so you can open the bookcase and click it in, and you've got a TV to watch. Then you can close it, and it's a bookcase again. So I'm working on that. Overhead cabinets, plenty of room, plenty of space to put what you need to put in there. Oh, the mechanism, if I build it, it's going to have a click stop that reclines this to one position, and then you get yourself all tucked in for the night and everything's closed up. You got all of your covers on your windows. You pull down the cinema screen, and there's a projector right here. You're watching a movie on a reclined couch. There's enough room in here for an ottoman that you can put storage in. At the end of the day, you put the ottoman over here to deploy the bed. So that's what this is going to be. Cozy as hell, I'm telling you. All my DC breakers, they may be right here on a panel like you'd find on a boat. This is command central for all the gauges, the battery gauges, the solar gauges. There won't be any tank gauges here because we don't have to worry about tanks. There's no black tank. You're going to empty that once a month. The gray tank is a self-weeper, so you don't have to worry about that ever overflowing. That takes care of itself. Water tanks under here, it's going to have a sight gauge. A physical notched sight gauge with a LED light behind it. The only way that gauge could fail is if you go blind and you can't see it. That's how that works. That's my whole point. I don't want anything complicated. I want everything to be easy to fix and run for the long term. All my switches are going to be those simple black toggles, on, off, three-way switches, whatever they may be. You ever know them to fail? Honestly, I don't think in a 12-foot space we need to have centrally located switches. I think that's crazy. You got to sit in one place and do everything. What are you, Jabba the Hutt? No, come on. You can get up and turn a switch off. Here, if you're cooking, you put up your induction cooktop, you hit a switch right there, boom. This whole thing gets lit up with LED strip lights. You do your cooking, boom, you're done. Now, as far as lighting, I'm a big proponent of mood lighting. You're going to have that. So again, with switches wherever you may be, reading lights, bed lights, but there's going to be several different ways you can set up the lighting in here for mood. Let's face it, this is a romantic box on wheels. All right, autofocus. Don't look at the don't look at the monitor. Look at the lens. Ah! This is a medicine cabinet. This is where you can keep your shampoos. Start down here. Look in that lens, not that one. I'll never get used to that.